You're still watching This Morning on ITV, and you're on to our second interview segment. The Federal High Court has been asked to set aside the nomination of Justice Zainab Kuchua as the substantive president of the Court of Appeal by the National Judicial Council. The NJC had reportedly frowned at Justice Kuchua's nomination to President Goodluck Jonathan. This is some of the issue we'll be looking at on This Morning on ITV, especially on this interview segment. And with us to discuss this, the appointment or nomination of the president is Ikerem Uwen Akpan, a constitutional lawyer and human rights activist. Welcome to the studio.
Good morning, Abuja. Good morning, Nigeria.
I also have with me Josephine Beatrice.
Sir, first of all, everyone knows that since the creation or the inception of the Court of Appeal in 1976, the nomination or appointment of a president for the Court of Appeal is based on seniority tradition. But it seems that is not the case, because with the nomination of Justice Zainab Kuchua, it's like the order of seniority tradition have not been upheld. We all know that there's someone before her, that is Justice Adamu Dalhatu or so. So what do you think is the implication of this on the Nigerian judicial system?
I think it's bad news for the judiciary. It's bad news. It's bad news. It spells doom. I see dark clouds ahead. I see the destruction of the last bastion of hope for the common man, which is the judiciary. I see the penetration of politics and special interest into an area that shouldn't be. Now, you know that there are three arms. If you look at section 4, 5, and 6 of the Constitution, you know that there are three arms of government. The legislature to make laws, the executive to execute those laws, section 5. Section 6 relates to judicial powers vested in the courts. Now, we can afford to have the politicians play with the executive powers and legislative powers. The day we have the judiciary descending into the arena, the day we have the judiciary being infested, as it were, by sectional or private interests, the day we allow politicking to be part of the process of nominating heads of courts, whether at the Supreme Court or at the Court of Appeal, we'll all be in trouble. And I'll give an example. It happened before, way back after the Civil War, I think. General Gowon, that time. General Gowon went and brought, with due respect, I have nothing against my Lord Tasmi Elias. Perfect gentleman, nice, very learned, but he was one of the finest gentlemen we ever had. General Gowon went outside the court and brought him to head the Supreme Court. Over all of this, the entire thing. I mean that was, if you ask me, he put spanner in the works. He created a lot of discontent, and thank God for General Moritala Mohammed. He came in and said, no, this cannot happen. We have to go back to secure. And ever since that, at the Supreme Court, at the Court of Appeal, at the various state high courts,
You always maintain this.
this seniority has always been because there will be no room for speculation. There will be no room for people to begin to insinuate that some person has been brought in because of so many interests. So long as you follow the seniority. As we speak, we do not have substantive CJs in states like Rivers and Adamawa because of the crisis, the issue of the refusal of the governors of those states to nominate the most senior. So the NJC is even at war with those governors. How then can the same NJC be the one nominating, be seen to be trying to stop or to abolish the seniority? I think this is bad for the judiciary. It's not good news at all.
Okay, I'm aware that you're in the forefront of injunction restraining the National Assembly from acting or attempting to act on the appointment of Justice of the President of the Court. So far so good. What's the journey?
Well, I hold the opinion. I should say, we are in democracy, and the Constitution guarantees me the right to hold opinion and challenge every action of any agency of government that I think has gone against the public interest.
But has anything been done positively about the suit?
Well, I don't want to go into the details about the suit. I don't want to go to debate about the seat because, that would be sub judice. But I can say, at the citizen of this country, that when it comes to the realm of public interest litigation, when it comes to the realm of matters that affect the public good, any Nigerian, that issue has been clear. Any Nigerian is right to go to court and seek judicial interpretation of what's been happening and ask the proper things to be done. That's been settled. My worry is this have been a problem. Seriously, you don't understand much. I never met them one-on-one. None of them one-on-one. But I tell you this: they can't go to court and say, "Oh, I'm entitled to appoint me," or "I am," because that would see. That would be part of against judges will be seen. No. But you go to court. Let me give you an example. For a couple of years back, we have this problem of judicial. Sometimes judges will owe salaries 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And I look at the Constitution. Section 121 of paragraph 3 says clearly that any money standing in the credit of the judiciary should be paid directly to the member of court, which means any money is the states. What is the one you pay should be the problem of the state governors or president.
Should be left for their discretion.
Directly, because the day what we have now is my Alama Mukhtar. The president handouts. We have the first CJ, governors. So we will do this.
It should be the other way.
We will do this. Please can you do this? Now a man who pays the hyper. So let there be the order court asking the executive to obey the Constitution. A judge said I had no local standard. I told the judge, I will not mention this. I said, sir, then you sue. Being a judge, he said, counsel, I cannot. Now, if you cannot sue, and I'm asking you to make the order to your benefit, you say I cannot, then who can?
Well, then this brings to mind the corruption.
So there's problem. So if you say, if you as a judge are saying that I as an activist cannot come to court asking the federal government or the state government to do the right thing, that because I'm not a judge, I'm not a judicial staff, and no judicial staff is allowed under to begin to challenge issues of that matter in court. They cannot. Sometimes you have judges salary being over, and these are people who are overworked, they are underpaid. Why will our judges be living as paupers? Senators are living like kings. The take home pack of a senator in 3 months they are living like they create their own fiefdoms. And our judges are living like sometimes they are not paid salaries in 3 months. They don't have security. If you have a judge, somebody is going to who you are calling on to sentence, says a Boko Haram suspect to death for terrorism charges, and that man has no security in his house, I will be a fool to have that kind of judgment. I will ask the CJ to sign that brief to another person. Why? Because you see, the man is a human being too.
You have not given him enough protection.
He has no security. He has no protection. Go and look where they are. They don't even have lights in their compounds where they are living. They overworked, they are underpaid, they have no security, and now you want to take the only thing which every judge looks forward to. That security thing. Oh, my turn will come. If that is removed, I don't know how many people want to be lawyers, want to be judges.
Oh, probably wait for their reward in heaven.
Okay, sir. I remembered vividly that in 1979, the present CJN was bypassed, and another judge that was next to her, that is Justice Tahir Mustafa, was elevated to become the chief judge of Kano State. I knew that the CJN then felt bad. Could it be that she wants to visit her court with the same experience she had?
No, I have a lot of information. I looked at, so I think she is victims. I know the plan won't pray for the black. Oh, he's a woman. Thank God for this. Who don't know who pray for? The matter is that to do so. It may be sad that she has become the greatest fear of the neo tradition, the one seen or heard to think about, pulling the rock off our feet of that age old, which just agile. I said to her, madam, you cannot do it. You can.
I don't know. Maybe probably the power that he wants somebody that's soon for the of appeal.
That be because it's not blame president for everything. The law is send your nominations. Send your nominations. When you done your nominations, your job is completed. You see, this is the problem. Now look, even I say judge what do I do to myself? Is it